Good morning, YouTube. Today we're going to continue our perusal through the Arnie Berle, jazz and popular guitar book. Very good book. That I think the last video we left off on page 39. So now I'm looking at page 40 and 41, which is very theoretical. You can read through that. It talks about the harmonizing a scale. It's important information. So you learn things like 1, 4, and 5 are major chords. 2, 3, and 6 are minor chords. 7 is a half diminished chord. You can read through that. On page 42, that's a fun page. Now remember, so far in the book, we only are supposed to know chords off the 6th string. So we're not supposed to know yet other chords which are going to come here. So you see chords like A minor, D7, to a G, to a G6. So you interpret that as a 2, 5, 1, 6, because remember we said earlier a G6 and an E minor 7th are the same chord. And this is a pretty good exercise for your brain too, and your fingers. Now we're going to move to the key of F. There's a 2, 5, 1 to F, to F, not sure how I'm supposed to play this F6 way up here. I guess I'm supposed to do it like that with an open string. Yep. According to the book, that's kind of where I'm now. In the real world, there's no way I would ever play that. But we'll get there as we get deeper in the book. Now we're in the key of E flat. These are 2, 5, 1, 6 chords on page 42. That's good for your ear. Especially, I would come back to this page 42 and 43 when I learned more chords and I got more different places to play them on the guitar. In the key of C, 2, 5, that's I'm on page, that's kind of like a satin dial kind of thing, on page 43. I guess I gotta stay on the 6th string. Kind of like a satin dial thing. Go through those chords and learn your 2, 5, 1s and 6s in all your keys, because they come up over and over and over and over again. You cannot find a jazz song without a 2, 5, 1 in it. So that's 42 and 43 are good places to explore. 44, what's going on here? We got an E flat way up here. Oh, this is a misty kind of thing. 6-string chords. Now again, in the real world, you would not play it like that. But it's good exercises to nail down these 6-string chords. But that's another page to come back to when you can add the 5th-string chords, the 4th-string chords, the 2nd-string chords. And now you're going to come up with a good arrangement that you're not jumping all over the place. But for now, it's a good little exercise. Nail down your 6-string chord. I think this is also informing us how, especially when you're going to go to maybe improvise a little bit, how there's a momentary key change in a lot of these songs. So that's a good one to practice. Now, let's get to page 45, where we're going to learn some chords on the 5th string. So we got a C chord by itself, or C triad. Now, pay attention on page 45, not only to the shape, but the degree of these chords. You got a root, root 5th, root 3. Now we're gonna bring in the 7th degree of the scale, and we're gonna end up with. That's what you'll hear mostly in jazz. Now we can add, now we know a couple of ways to play that. We can play it like this. That's what we learned off the 6th string. And oh, I'm sorry, I played a 7th chord. There we go. And we got this one. Let me turn my camera, I think, this way. Not that camera. Wrong camera. Let's turn it. This way. There you go. There we go. Now, why did I just do that? I went here, and I went here. I went here. The book didn't really tell me to do this, because I don't want to lose what I already learned trying to learn new stuff. I got this. And when you're playing these chords, especially if you're a beginner, you want to check one string at a time. There's a dud in there. And 2 duds. I want to make sure everything is clean. Listen to the sound. Make sure everything is nice and clean. And I go over here and make sure. And do that. Now we got 2 major 7 forms. Now here's C7. Here's the C7 that we learned earlier. Here's a C minor. 5th string. 6th string. Now this C6 is the same as A minor, so we got this kind of thing going on. That's a new chord in the book, as a matter of pass by an A minor playing that, A minor often. And then I can play this C6 down. that we learned earlier. Just remember that a C6, A minor is the same chord. But here's a new chord we just learned here. Now that C minor 6 that you see there, now that is a bit of a stretch. That is this. That's so. This is just Michael talking. When I get to a chord like this, I have to actually decide if that's a chord I'm going to use in my life. That's a bit of a Stretch Armstrong kind of chord. I can do it if I just grit my teeth and scrunch a little bit. I can actually do it. You say, well, C minor 6 is the same as an F7. Why would I do that in the real world when I could just go here? Much easier, much more satisfying to play. About the only reason I would ever play this chord is if I wanted that melody, if I wanted this melody note. Especially when you're comping or whatever, but it's there. It's an F7 chord or a C minor 6. But I can do this and get the same effect. But it's there. Watch out for those books that's got the Stretch Armstrong chords in there, especially in the middle 4 strings. When you get to chords on the middle 4 strings, some of them are a little tough. At least for me. And I have big hands. So I can imagine those of you with smaller hands would really have a hard time trying to get 4 frets in or 5 frets in. Wow. Okay. On page 46 is a little bit of an exercise that nails down these chords. So if you want to play a straight C chord, here it is, and then F, B flat, go do that. So, and on the bottom of page 46, there's a couple of alternate ways that I just don't use. So let's take the B flat chord here. I hardly ever play that. I'm probably hardly ever going to play. I'm probably hardly going the second one, but now the third one I am going to play. That B flat major 7. Now this is on the 6th fret. You got this going on. That's another one I hardly ever play. It's the same as this. And now you got this. I don't play it that much because you get down this low, things can get very muddy. You need a couple of high tones up here to smooth that sound out. But it's there, it's accurate. And again, if I need this melody note, I might choose that. I can think of a song. I get to a certain place in Misty, I have to play this chord. you can lose the fifth and just mute that string. Maybe it won't be as muddy, but there's the chord for you. It's rarely used, but it's there. Okay, so go through those chords and then work those out. On page 47, alternate chords, I have no idea what that is, so I don't use them that much. And then on page 48, we have a C7 chord is, we got this chord. Oh, I don't use that chord either. See, because again, that's kind of a stretch Armstrong chord. I can think of, I'll just do this. So I don't see any advantage of that. Or I'll use this chord. Okay, so you got some chords that, I mean, I don't know what book you're picking up. This book is no different than any other one. You have to go through and say, I don't think so. Or, yeah, I like that chord. Maybe that your hand, it fits your hand more comfortably than my hand. So here's up at the top, there's alternate ways to play stuff. Now these C minor chords, yeah, I do use that because I know that I have these two chords glued together. So let me just take the time. Now again, we're departing from the book. So we got a C minor 7 chord. Same as this chord, but except we're playing it up here. Sounds the same, is the same. So here, C minor 7, I can do the same thing. That's a good practice. Go up, go up. So let's get that C minor 7 to F7 voicing down. So we're playing skip, 3, skip, 3, 4, 3. Now these, my third and fourth finger are going to stay the same. My first and second finger are going to move. That gives me some version of an F7 chord. Now I can take the time to figure out the degrees of that chord, but who cares? It sounds good. So these first two fingers are dancing around. These two fingers are watching what's going on. So when I get to this F7, I'm now playing 3, skip, 2, 4, 3. If I were you, I'd drill that in like this, like this. I'll just drill. So I found a chord in the book that I like, and I glued it to a 2-5. If I want to resolve that, that's going to a B flat. So you can actually drill that if you want to. I drilled it up 1/2 step. Drilled it again. Get the idea. So I'd circle that chord. I use that chord all the time. So I have a choice, but now I have this chord on C minor. I have this chord on C minor. And by the way, I didn't see it in the book, but I have this chord on C minor. Lots of different options there. Same chord. But this one I do like because it's so easy. So if I was playing satin dial, that's probably. I'd find some kind of C chord. You get the idea. That C on page 49, you got a C7 chord, that's a staple. You got a C6, that's the same as A minor. These chords I do use. There's another C minor. The C is up there on the B string. I could play it. I usually play it this way with the G in my third finger, but I could play it this way. Either way. So drill in the chords from the fifth string as well. And when we come back in our next video, we're going to actually do some voice leading. But let's look at page 50. Now we're going to drill in the fifth string chord. So here's an E flat. Now, right now, I am not worried about the tempo, the beats, or whatever. I'm just trying to get these chords in. C minor. Now I'm thinking F minor, which is, oh, that sounds like someday when I'm putting it low. And these, find the root of these chords. In my book, I'm taking a highlighter and I'm just putting a little dot wherever the root is. We got an E7. We got an E flat 6. And we got a D flat 7. And we got an F minor. Now it's taking me to the sixth string. I'm not sure what song this is, but nice little etude, you know. When you practice these chords, and when I practice these chords, you probably might not want to go through the whole 50 and 51. You just want to get a few of these chords connected smoothly, like so maybe you just took the first 4 chords and you went like that. 2. So are you clean? Are you getting them on the beat? Do you have to really think about them that much? After a while, when your brain says E flat major, your fingers just respond. E7. Now, a little bit of hesitation on that E7 because I really don't play this chord too much. I'll play this chord way more often. But you don't learn by going into your comfort zone. They go away from your comfort zone. Now we got an E flat 6. It's D minor, D flat 7. So it's a nice little etude off of these 5th string chords. So let's stop there, and so that's a good chunk of practice. Now what I would do, once I got 50 and 51 done, I would probably go back to pages like 43 and 44 and see if I can do. Okay, so let's go back to page 42. Now I see that there's an A minor chord. I'm playing that off the 6th string. But that D7 chord I can play off the 5th string. And now the G I can play off the 6th string. I can play that G6 here because I know that's an E minor. So in other words, I can alternate. I now have some 5th string chords to add to these progressions. I went to the 6th string. Now I can go here. I can go here. Remember I got stuck here last time? But not this time because I got this. I got a B flat 7. Now last time I had to go way up here, but not this time. I can do this E flat here. And I can do this. I can do this. There's the E flat 6 off the 5th string. Look how voice leading keeps me from jumping all over the guitar. There's an A minor, D7, and there's another, it does it again. Now I see a G up here and I see a G over there, right? Now I'm over here. I can play this E7. So what I'm doing is I'm combining my 6th string and 5th string. Get the idea. It's a good practice once you have your 5th and 6th string chords kind of down. Then what you want to do is go back and try to let's take page 44. Maybe we did see, last time we had to go way up here, but this time we can play an E flat here. probably exactly the way I'll play it. I can go here. So now you can fool around with some of the earlier pages and incorporate your fifth string and your fifth string chords and kind of nail those down. The same thing on page 50 where we left off. So we had a E flat, right? Now if you stayed on the fifth string, you're going to be jumping around, right? But you know some sixth string chords too, so we don't have to play it the way it's written. Watch this. So we went to a E flat chord, C minor. Now we can do this F minor to this E7. And then we got an E flat 6. E flat 6 is the same as C minor. I keep saying that until it. Now we got a D flat 7. We could have played that on the 6th string. So again, play with these chords on both the 6th and 5th string. And you're going to build up your chord vocabulary so that when you play real songs, you got options that you can pull out. Okay, so we're up to page like 50 in the Arnie Berle book. No, we're actually, we got to page 50 and 51. All right, happy practicing. Talk to you guys soon. Take care. Mike in Detroit. See you later. Bye-bye.